Right. Well, I guess it can be easier to hit your opponent because at least you got a padding going down, but when you're missing, it's kind of just like, oh, well, basically hitting concrete here. Great. Gotta love that.
Yeah. And there's that part where you're like, yes, I got him. And now I'm going to pin the hell out of him, So you've got that distraction.
Right.
That distraction and that opponent being underneath you and that drive to win. And it's only a few seconds left until you get that 1, 2, 3. So you've got that distraction.
It's kind of one of those things where if they do kick out, it's like, oh, come on, I just risked my body here. What else can I do right now? It is kind of like that legitimate feeling of, when somebody looks, it's like, oh man, they're acting that the fact that, they kicked out. What else can they do? But I think in your case, I'd be one of those people that'd be like, okay, I just did the splits on the top rope. What else can I do to this person to keep them down? What am I going to do?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to be kicking out after I do the splits off the second rope. But if they definitely move before I hit them, then there is that. Like, shit, I just, sorry, excuse my French, I'm gonna have the mouth of a trucker, face of an angel. But if you miss it, then you have, shit, I missed it, I missed them, and shit, that hurts. And shit, I gotta get back up before they, come and attack me. So.
And there's probably that one moment where it's like, shit, maybe this was not the best idea.
Yeah.
So, talk about wrestling matches. What has probably been your favorite match to watch as a fan, and what's been your favorite matchup to be a part of?
I don't really play the favorites very well, because that's just like saying, what's your favorite song, or what's your favorite movie. There's so many, there's so many great matches out there that I just can't choose one. But also ones I've been involved with, there hasn't been so many, so I can definitely pick one on that side where it was just a big honor to get to be a part of the first Knockouts Lethal Lockdown. And get to win it with Jade and Marty. And so that was, and get to be in the ring with so many, with Gail Kim and Velvet and Madison. And so it was just really cool. That was a really cool experience. And I think it was in the UK, and I think it was in the Wembley Arena, I think. And those shows over in the UK are out of this world. That crowd is huge and loud and excited, and it's just a whole nother ball game over there, and it's pretty awesome to be a part of that.
Yeah, I do love watching when wrestling goes to the UK because I definitely feel the appreciation that the UK fans definitely have for wrestling. I think over here in America, you definitely could tell that they're kind of more the smart fans are all trying to just be like, oh, what chant can we get on TV now? What can we do here? But in the UK, they're more interested in the actual wrestling, the actual product. If you're a heel, there's very, very going to be little cheering for you. It's going to be a flat out, boo fest. If you are a face, they're going to let you know that they love and appreciate everything that you do. I just love watching the UK tours, especially when TNA Impact went over there. It's just really cool seeing people who really definitely deserve the recognition. People like Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, who are now in WWE, ironically. Because that's going to build up into one of my next questions. Do you have any interest, if you were called up, to going to WWE or NXT?
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Would you want to be a wrestler for that, or would you see yourself more as a manager in that, I guess, sports entertainment realm?
I would be excited to do either one. I enjoy both sides of it.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll ask this. Is there anybody that you would like to wrestle in WWE, and is there anybody that you would like to manage in WWE, if given the option?
I mean, they have a great women wrestlers there right now. So, I would be excited to be wrestling any of them.
No.
Show them what I got.
Fair enough. Well, I would probably pray for your soul if you were up against Asuka. Like, I was actually saying about somebody who I met last year, Thea Trinidad, and I saw her on TV with Asuka. I'm like, oh, great, Thea's on. And then I heard Asuka's music. It's like, oh, no, this is not going to end well. Because I'm sure you've seen, Asuka working, and she can almost... I'm pretty sure she came up against guys. I would still be like, oh, you poor unfortunate soul. You're about to get your head kicked off by Asuka. Good Lord.
Well, you see, Thea is tiny, and I don't know. I would definitely go against Asuka, and I think I would give her a good run for her money.
Well, now I got a new hashtag to root for, and that's Rebel versus Asuka 2017. That I would be kind of interested in. So, do you have any hobbies outside of wrestling? Is there anything that you like to do outside of wrestling?
Yeah, I'm a big. I love to dance, and I actually when I'm available, when I'm not wrestling, I tour with a show group called the Perfect Angels, and dancing has been a part of my life since I was wee little, and so that's my. I guess that would be my hobbies. I love to dance. It's very therapeutic.
Well, and you also mentioned that you did do a lot of cheerleading for basketball, football, wrestling, and most notably, you were a cheerleader for the Dallas Cowboys. Am I correct?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys. They're doing so well.
They've had a pretty good season this year.
Well, they did, but unfortunately, they are not in the playoffs this year. And I know probably as I'm speaking right now, because I'm from Wisconsin, and I already was worried when the Packers are facing against the Giants. I'm thinking, oh boy, this is probably going to be either slaughterhouse or this is going to be a good game. I don't know. I think the Giants probably have a bit of an advantage right now, but I guess we'll kind of have to wait and see. Trying to think of what else here would be a good question that I kind of wanted to ask here. This was actually a good question. If you weren't into wrestling, like if you weren't a professional wrestler, what would you see yourself doing instead of that?
I think I would always be involved in something in the entertainment business, whether it's acting, dancing, modeling, wrestling. It's always something in the entertainment industry. I do have a passion for hair and makeup, but still in the entertainment industry, So that's what I feel like. Just entertaining people is just in my blood, and I don't know that I could be happy doing anything else.
Fair enough. Is there any movies that you are really looking forward to this upcoming year? Because I know last year was just a mega hit for so many different movies and so many different places like Disney, Marvel, DC, Warner Brothers, you name it. They had at least one home run hit last year. Is there any movie that you're looking forward to this year in 2017?
I don't even know what I'm supposed to be expecting. I don't know what's coming out, so I can't give an answer to that.
Well, fair enough. So I guess we'll kind of end with this final question, and that being that if you want people to look back on your career and be remembered for one thing, what would that one thing be?
That I'm a hard worker, and I'm a Christian, and I would want everyone to see God's light shining through me. I believe that God qualifies the unqualified, and I just feel like I received blessings through Him, and that's how I've achieved things, is through hard work and through God's blessings. And I would like to have everyone just see his light shine through me, and that would be what I would like to be remembered for.
Should we just make a side note that you're a Christian that also has a mouth of a sailor?
Yes, I am not perfect. I'm a sinner, and I repent for my sins.
Let this be marked as the first time on a Squared Circle podcast that we actually have somebody repenting of their sins on an actual podcast. There's a first for everything, and oh man, this just made it that much more memorable. This is awesome. Well,
I'm human. I'm a sinner. We're all sinners. And God forgives. He's a forgiving God. Praise the Lord.
Well, it is Sunday after all, so.
That's right. I went to service. I got my Jesus on.
Oh man. Well, that unfortunately is going to wrap it up for this interview here. Rebel, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for taking the time to answer a few questions that I have. It has honestly been.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was nice talking with you. Also, everyone can follow me on Twitter at RebelTNA or Instagram RebelTNA.
Be sure to follow her, guys. So, going to take a short little quick break. When we come back, I will actually have an idea for a storyline that I think should have happened a few years ago involving a certain superstar and a certain person that unfortunately knows how to bury things. So, guys, stay tuned. That's coming up next on the Squared Circle Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, EC3.
I've been fighting all my life for the man I am inside. I believe the plan for me is plain to see. A man of steel, a fast machine, my pockets full of cash and bling. Greatness is my only destiny. I love my life. I'm a skyscraper for the world to see.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Squared Circle Podcast. As always, on Spreaker.com, iTunes, Player.fm, PodDirectory.com, Stitcher.com, TuneIn Radio, IW Nerd, as well as Satchel Podcast Player, SoundCloud, and Mr. NTG1990 on YouTube. Of course, got to give a good shout out to our sponsors, AJsBelts.com, where you can get a good deal on championship replica belts, as well as ProWrestlingCrate.com, great deals on great memorabilia, and of course the Satchel Podcast Player, where you definitely can contribute to the show. Alright guys, so I mentioned before the break that I was going to talk about a storyline involving a superstar who definitely deserves some potential, as well as a superstar who definitely knows how to be good at burying. Of course, people are going to assume that it is Triple H. It is. So the storyline that I'm actually going to propose involves Test and Triple H. Now, I know this seems very hard that it was going to happen, especially after the passing of Test, R.I.P. But